Okay, so we're starting the recording up from the first half being, we left off with clearing the energy out of your body. We're going to pick up on that. And we're also definitely going to go way deeper in clearing the hater energy stuff because of what just happened on the first half, where random people just kept being like spamming into the group and putting crazy stuff in the chat and trying to blast music or whatever the fuck and like weird energies and stuff. So we will definitely clear all of that stuff off. So just start before we like go back into the like clearing the old energy of your body and all that stuff. We can just take some deep cleansing breaths. And you want to clear, release, and let go completely on all levels of any junk and worry and shock and scared energy and weird just lucky vibes of anything going on in your world right now. Anything that we've recently experienced or that you just are ready to let go of, that you can clear, release, and let it go on all levels now. And if you would like that, you can say yes. And you want to clear, release, and let go of the fear of being disrupted, of getting your message not out there into the world because of haters, because of the things that a few bad apples or bad people will do, and that you can clear, release, and let go of the fear of showing up because you wouldn't be able to handle yourself in a situation where you're heckled or someone says something negative about you or questions your reputation or who you are or what you're doing. You can clear, release, and let go of any and all worry, doubts, and fears around that. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And taking some deep breaths through that. Do you want to clear, release, and let go of the people pleaser energy that in the past has held you to unhealthy people, experiences, or situations that made you feel uncomfortable, that you didn't feel good in, that created any hardship or pain or suffering in your world, that you can clear, release, and let go of those on all levels. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to know what it looks like and feels like to feel safe and guided and protected, to know that in the moment you are always connected to your heart, to source energy, to God, creator of the universe, to oneness energy, that you're always infinitely resourced, watched over, protected, and kept safe. And if you like that, you can say yes. And you want to know what it looks like and feels like to be grounded in your body, to feel safe in your environment, to feel safe with the people around you, and to know that everything's happening for your highest and best good, that even as things are happening in your world that you don't quite know the reason or lesson of in the moment, you can always tune in to the fact that you are always safe and protected. And that you can also have more freedom and permission in your life, that during those chapters, stages, instances in your life where you might be experiencing haters or something off or shaky and feeling ungrounded, that you can choose to breathe, to come back to your breath, that you can choose support, to get resource, that you can choose to course correct, that you can choose to ground your feet on the ground and be connected to Mother Earth energy. And knowing that you can step into your leadership in those moments, that you can utilize and cultivate these lessons that you're learning, that you can embody them and integrate them into your life, and that you can also share them with others. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Just breathing through that. If you need to like shake out any part of that, let your body like release old energies or any times in your life that you felt rejected or bad or negative energies around that. And if you guys want to share in the chat how that's feeling in your body, or you can even take some actual unmutings because I gave you guys permission to unmute when you want to. So since we're in a small container, we had a very rare instance happening. I kind of want to tune into your guys' energy and see what came up in your body from what we just experienced, from what's clearing out now.
My body really resonated when you said the word shock. That was really interesting, and sort of where I'm at in my healing journey with my whole history is clearing out where shock energy got stuck in my system. So, because
Yeah.
I had shared with you that I sort of was just like in disbelief that
Yeah.
this was happening. So to me, disbelief is also a symptom of shock.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing.
Um, and I realize that when I'm in shock, I can't respond and react. I'm just totally like I I shut down and I leave, and I can't. Yeah.
And how does your body feel right now in this moment if you just tune in?
It feels better. When you said grounding, I could feel it start to ground, and now that I'm talking about shock again, it's like a deeper level of that shock wants to come up and move out. Like I feel it pretty embedded on the backside of my right heart. It's like a knife stabbing in.
Okay. So we're
Yeah,
likely gonna
it's
do
pretty
a little,
painful.
yeah, we'll do another like body release for any of that stuff. And I'm just going to tune into other people's energies too to see if we can clear a bunch of stuff in one go. So, if Lisa or Nadine, if you would like to share, and we can clear more things. There, you're unmuted. Sorry, what'd you say?
I'm feeling static. That's the only word that keeps coming to mind. I keep getting like these little buzzes of energy, like one, here, and then it goes over there, and then it's down there, and I keep getting this static that's jumping around. I also
Okay.
just got a message from Patrick that said he couldn't get in.
Okay. I'll look at the waiting room. Oh, okay. We can let him in. Now that I have a waiting room, I have to like be mindful of looking at the waiting room. So thank you for sharing, and thank you guys for taking care of each other. So we'll definitely clear some of that like jumpy, moving, static energy as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So then Nadine, I know that your camera's off, but if you'd like to share anything in the chat, or if you want to like come on or just talk and unmute yourself, you can totally have the space to do that. If you're not in a place where you can do that, if you're driving or something, then definitely keep yourself safe. Kind of looks like Patrick's joining and connecting to the audio. Okay, so we can start by clearing, releasing, and letting go of any and all old energy, old shock, old suppressed energy, that can be cleared, released, and let go with ease and with love. And do you want to know what it looks like and feels like for that to be released without needing to nitpick or understand or revisit all of the places and parts of yourself that suppressed it there and that hid it there, that those that are ready to be released with unconditional love can be done so now. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Do you want to clear, release, and let go of the fear that shock will continue to get stuck in your body, that you will go into a trauma response, or that you'll get shut down, or that you'll go into a disbelief mode when something is happening to you, that you can clear, release, and let go of the fear of not being able to take care of yourself or ensure your safety in the future? Do you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all fears around that? If you'd like that, you can say yes. And definitely keep breathing, keep drinking water. We're moving big energy chunks, which is super fun. That experience gets to bring up other stuff that may have not normally come to the surface. So yay, beautiful gift. Okay, and then do you want to clear, release, and let go of this like chaos, static, attacker, like this can come out of nowhere. It'll move, it'll shake, and then like it'll move, but then it's not fully released. Do you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all energy that's stuck in your body that feels like it can't find a way out, and that you can just allow it permission to dissolve in this moment, that you can allow it to immediately fizzle out, to end its charge, to turn off, whatever way that feels good in your body, that you can give yourself total and complete permission to just tune into your body feeling grounded. And if you'd like all of that, you can say yes. And something that you guys can do is put your feet flat on the ground instead of like crossing legs. I know that women tend to cross their legs, but if you put your feet flat on the ground, just breathing into that. If you want to like wiggle your fingers or toes or like shake the energy out a little bit, you can definitely do that too. If you want to like really focus on grounding, if that's feeling like really good in your body right now, you can envision like roots coming out of your toes, coming out of your feet, going into the Mother Earth energy that's always there, always here to help ground and support you. And that beautiful like root system that's going down, down, down into the earth gets to like fully connect with Mother Earth energy, with this powerful creative energy. And you can breathe and moving up this energy from your roots to fill up your body completely, filling up all your chakras. Just breathing into that like resourced place of being grounded and supported and held and safe, connected to Mother Earth. Just breathing into that energy. Okay, so just to tune in, Alyssa, Lisa, how's that feeling in your guys' body now? And anyone else who would like to pop in the chat, you can also put it there.
It's like we made a drain at the bottom of my feet that things can drain out. And I really appreciate your languaging around stuff getting stuck in the body and not being able to take care of yourself. Like that sort of was able to clear a lot of things that I probably didn't know was there all in one fell swoop.
Yeah, beautiful. And I also want to like super celebrate you for the energy of a drain, because like drain just releases. It's not like forceful, like gravity's doing the work for you, love. Like you're so supported by Earth. So I love that, like that's the energy and like the new way you're visualizing that. That's super beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Awesome. And then Lisa, how about you?
I wrote it in the chat. I feel much calmer now. There's not like a bunch of little statics going on, and then I like the idea of it. However, my energy needs to find its way out, like giving it permission to find exits, like give it however it needs to. With this one needed to find a way out this way, and this one needed to find a way out that way. Just however it needed to just release from the body. So yeah, that's beautiful.
Awesome. Good. Awesome. Much calmer too. Good. Awesome. I love that everyone's doing good. And yeah, Patrick, sorry that you weren't able to jump on immediately. And then you were in the waiting room. I'm like, now all of the things will have waiting rooms and I will never again post a Zoom link just publicly online. That's good to have container boundaries for that. Okay, beautiful. I love that. And then to tune back into the stuff that we were doing even before. You guys can take some deep cleansing breaths with your eyes closed, picking it back up to before we were interrupted with a new learning lesson. Do you want to fully integrate any and all pieces that came up to the surface around that old energy, around what it was trying to teach you, around why you were trying to have it in your worlds? That all of that can be integrated fully and completely on all levels. And if you would like that, you can say yes. And just breathing that through. I know that we had a little bit of disruption earlier, so just breathing and feeling safe and releasing this. And then we can get your higher power to transmute that old energy that was just waiting safely outside of yourself for these past couple minutes. that can be released and transmuted into unconditional love and healing energy and sent into the ether, and that you can be filled up with unconditional love. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And taking some deep cleansing breaths to support that and moving through. And then how's that feeling if you tune into that spot in your body where it used to live? How's that feel in your body now? And if you want to put in the chat how that's feeling. You can feel free to share. I want to make sure that everyone's well taken care of, especially since like we're in a small group and we just had that happen. So I want to make sure that the energy is getting cleared and nothing's getting stuck and all that stuff. How you doing?
I feel like I could feel higher self energy sort of descending behind and sort of clearing back and back heart, which is trust area for me.
Beautiful. Awesome.
So just clearing out.
So does that feel like that piece moved? Like that shifted in from
Oh yeah,
before?
it's still moving. And there's a piece that's coming up that's like, I don't always realize how scared I get or I feel. Like I wasn't scared when it was happening on the call. It was like, it was again more just shock and disbelief, but it's definitely activating all these things that I didn't know was there. So like now there's the come down after we're releasing, and I realized that I was really scared. That I was really scared that I was gonna be held hostage, or it's triggering an echo of that in my history. That's probably more of what. Yeah, someone holding you hostage against your will.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. And we can keep doing a little bit more clearing on this. I'm like, I have space to go longer tonight, and I want to make sure that you guys all feel really held because we all co-created that experience. It's like other people totally signed up for tonight, or like we're like, I can't make this, but I'll catch the replay. So you guys are actually in it. You actually real life experienced haters or whatever the fuck we want to call that. And like it could bring up stuff, and it's super interesting that like that energy was coming through so strong where I like literally wrote down like clear hater energy stuff. I think I come with a call, and I love that one of my gifts is that like I get premonition-y things. Like I used to get it way stronger and it would freak me the fuck out, so I closed it down because sometimes you don't want to know everything about what like you think that you want to know what's going to happen in your life, and then like you're like this is going to happen, and then like it happens and you're like, oh my god, because then you can't always change it. So it's interesting that that was like strongly coming through as like a message to share with people. So I'm like, yay, we get to like totally focus on exactly what's rising, what's coming up, and clearing it out and moving through it.
The word for me was more disruptors versus haters.
Yeah. Disruptors. Okay, so we can keep clearing that stuff out. And then Lisa and Nadine, if you want to like, okay, there's nothing in the chat. So is your body feeling good? And even Patrick from before, I know that we kind of like got sideswiped in the middle of a clearing. I'm just going to mute Alyssa because there's a little bit of like cricket background noise. Which I like crickets, but it's just sometimes harder to hear other people.
I have weird shoulder, like density in my shoulder, but I feel like it's the same. Like I could take it and put it outside, let it sit there. Like that's the kind of energy it feels like. The kind that, oh, guess what? What you just learned was you can take this energy and take it out whenever you, you know, focus on it, take it out, put it aside. So it's the same kind of that dense energy that was in my solar plexus is now in my shoulder. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So now it's
Thank you for sharing. Okay, cool. So I like that there's more some body work coming up. So we'll do another round of energy clearing in the body. And then I see that Nadine and Patrick are on with their video. So if you guys want to share how you're feeling, how those energy clearings are feeling in your body, anything that you'd like to share.
Yes. So at first, I had a lot of pain in the lower back. I've been noticing a lot of interference in the root chakra going into the sacral chakra area. So that area was really, really hurting at first. And then because the haters showed up, that pain never went away. And so after you said that and continued the yeses, then there was kind of this faucet that turned on in my third eye, and all of it is relieved, and there was even relief in my head and everything. So
Awesome.
now I kind of feel like a little loopy, like I'm on something right now.
Okay, so ground, especially since you're driving. You're not like actively driving, you're just sitting in a car, right?
I am sitting in a car.
Okay, definitely don't drive feeling loopy.
It's all right, officer. I just, it's all good.
Okay, but a really good thing. So everyone can do this together. You can just do it for anyone else who like wants to ground more, like focus on your feet. You can take some deep breaths if shutting your eyes helps you to focus more on your feet, like feeling grounded on this earth. So you can like wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. If you want to feel more in your body, then like woo, energy up here. That can like bring you back into your body, doing the visualization of like roots in your feet, grounding you into earth energy. And just pulling and breathing that earth energy up through your body to like really ground you and like support you. So keep taking care of yourself. Okay, and then Nadine, you're on video. So do you want to get unmuted, or do you have anything that you want to share? I want to make sure everyone's really well taken care of, because this is a very interesting experience that we just had happen.
For me, it was just more confusion than anything. I thought I clicked something and did that.
No, it was in no way you. I don't know what happened, but learning the lessons of always having waiting rooms, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so how's those clearings feeling in your body?
Good, very calming.
Awesome, beautiful. Yay. Thank you for sharing. Awesome. Do you have anything else you'd like to share?
Not right now.
Awesome, cool. So I can put you back on mute, and then we can all just take some deep breaths before we do the next body release for anyone who does have other stuff coming through, or that next level has been activated and is ready to be released. You can just take some deep cleansing breaths. With your eyes shut, you can do a quick scan of your body from the top of your head, moving down. Just becoming aware of that next most prominent energy in your body that's ready to be released. And just noticing where it lives and what color it is. The energy that's ready to be released right now, focusing on that one energy. Just noticing how much space is currently taking up in your body. If you touch this old energy, what kind of temperature, what kind of texture would it have? And we're going to move that energy safely outside of your body through your higher power and fill up that space where it used to live with unconditional love and healing energy. Allowing your body to just really receive all of that love, all of that healing energy, that grounded support in this moment. And now that this energy is safely outside of your body, without any connection to you, we're going to ask it a question. And allowing the first thought, first feeling to come through. When you ask it the question, what were you trying to teach me? And you want to know what it looks like and feels like through your higher power to truly embody and know this lesson. That this lesson can be marked complete on all levels now. That you can cut any and all cords, contracts, vows, commitments, bonds, oaths, or obligations. To having to learn things the hard way or through struggle or through pain or bad experiences, so you can clear, release, and let go of those on all levels. Resolve it on a history level. Giving yourself permission to move forward in your life and on your journey with ease. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all negative energies and experiences that are coming up to the surface from this. Any negative emotions or suppressed energy from the past, you can clear, release, and let go of the fear, any terror, being scared, feeling held hostage against your will, being disrupted, or having disruptors show up in your world, that you can clear, release, and let go of that. And any and all negative effects that you've been having around releasing energy from your body, around negative responses to unpleasant circumstances in your outside world, that you can clear, release, and let go of any and all judgment of your coping mechanisms, of what your body's doing to protect itself, of any increase in adrenaline or adrenal fatigue that you're experiencing from just stress of life or from consistent negative experiences in your past. That all of that can be cleared, released, and let go of on all levels. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And do you want to clear, release, and let go of your judgment or negative thoughts or criticism around any trauma response that you've had in the past, around your freeze response or fight flight, or fawn response, and that you can love and accept that part of you that has that from keeping you safe in the past, that you can be grateful for it, and that you can lovingly release any and all of these energies that aren't serving you, aren't supportive for you, and that it's time to let go of. And that you can do so through your higher power with unconditional love and deep levels of grounded support. And if you would like that, you can say yes. And taking some deep breaths or moving your body or allowing it to stretch out, like whatever you're needing to support that energy and moving through. And we can get your higher power to transmute that old energy into unconditional love. And sending it into the ether and filling your body up with unconditional love, light, and healing energy. And if you would like that, you can say yes. And just breathing. And you can take a sip of water, making sure everyone's hydrated. Then tuning into your body, into that space where that energy used to live. How's that feeling? How's your whole body feeling right now? And you can put it in the chat if you want, or you can unmute. And tuning into the chat from before, I did see Alyssa being like, yeah, the crickets are outside. You have a powerful mic. And then I hope that that's released that like adrenaline and like the stuff that was being released and stuff like that.
I have something that's kind of entertaining to me.
Yeah.
The energy that was released from my arm was really muddy, like a thick mud.
Mm-hmm.
And I pictured it going out of my hands, but it wasn't. It was coming up and releasing and come up. And then it was replaced with this like whipped, like a lemon mousse, which is really weird to me.
Interesting.
Like a sweet and soft and like, I don't know. So anyway.
Do you enjoy lemon mousse? Is it like a good comforting thing?
I don't think I've ever had it before. I like lemon cheesecake. I don't know. But lemon mousse sounds good.
So does it feel good in your body? Like the sensation you're currently feeling?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, awesome. Thank you for sharing, love. Anyone else like to share? You can share in the chat if you're more comfortable, or if you're off camera and don't want to share.
I'll go ahead and say something. So when you asked us to picture the negative energy, it wouldn't come up. And I've practiced to do meditations with my eyes open because of the amount of time I do work, and it's amazing in how far I've become. So I was able to expend the energy out from my back. So it went from higher, from the sacral to the heart chakra area, and then it expelled out. And then I got it into my hand, but I couldn't form a color at first. But so when you instructed us to touch it, and when I did so, I got zapped.
Interesting.
I got zapped.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I would see colors of black and white.
So how are you feeling right now after it's been cleared?
Very good. Very good.
Awesome.
And as far as thoughts that were coming up that were being expelled is, oh, why hasn't this happened? Why hasn't this relationship finalized? Why this guy doesn't work? Stuff like that. And then it was really, really loud, and it kind of echoed and disappeared.
Yay. So. Awesome. Yay for releasing all the stuff that doesn't serve you.
Yeah. And then the color went from a very beautiful greenish blue. So felt like the sun in my hand, or like you turned on a tanning pad and put your hand underneath there. Yeah,
very
that's what
interesting.
It felt like.
Thank you for sharing.
No problem.
Awesome. Okay, how's everyone else feeling? Everyone else good? Nadine, Alyssa's off camera. Awesome. Thumbs up. Cool.
I'm feeling pretty good. I didn't experience, I don't know, I guess I was a little surprised when I started sweating, which is usually when I go into shock, I go numb. So that was interesting. And I'm just sort of being present and just trying to allow, not trying to direct. Just trusting that even if I'm not consciously directing, it's all working out perfectly in my best and highest good, and I don't need to direct it
Mm-hmm.
in order for it to work.
Yeah. So how's your body feeling?
I feel like it's still catching up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it can keep
Like,
integrating.
yeah, that's a good word. It's still integrating. That's a good word.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Is there anything else that you need?
No, I've got some sludge in my lower belly, but that's sort of where things like to collect for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if I just keep the like idea of the drain, because it doesn't feel safe to like directly have an interactive experience with this energy. I'd rather just try to move it out and let my higher self take care of it and let the grounding take care of it than have to like interact with it. And
Yeah. And it can just be done for you. Or even
yeah,
while you sleep, you can set that intention and be like, hey, while I was asleep, you guys can just like release this. It could be super easy and joyful. Beautiful. Okay. So everyone's feeling good after the experience we had. And that's interesting that we kind of deviated from the typical content of these, but it's kind of like this is like what a hot seat call would have been. Similar to how we did last week of like just going with what's up for people in their field and what's arising. So just tuning into the time and not wanting like to keep two people too long. I'll touch on the other two pieces really quickly. You can go even deeper into them into the past masterclasses that I've done. So the second key is creating your abundant identity, which is all about like creating your ideal life and reverse engineering from there and clearing out the negative stuff that you might have about lack or scarcity and improving your money mindset, allowing yourself the ability to like increase your rates and create the rituals around your new lifestyle that support you as a six-figure business owner, multimillionaire, or billionaire, however you're like moving forward and describing yourself, that you can co-create those things into your life now, getting to focus on deeper levels of gratitude and allowing yourself to like clear out any space in your body where it's like having constriction or money blocks or like feeling unsafe to like hold money or that money creates problems, like all those kind of things. So in the previous ones, I've done lots of downloads on that to support you lovely people, as well as like releasing anything out of your environment. So like releasing people or old clients or a career or experiences of like where you're traveling or like where you're living right now. It's interesting because most of my clients are going through a bigger shift in like where they're moving or like living, especially in like the 3-month group. I'm like, I think that everyone's traveling right now, like traveling and or like about to like go live somewhere new. So it's that like up level of your environment of like a bigger home or something that feels more spacious and luxurious, or giving yourself to like live in the city that you desire to be living in even during these times. Like it's super incredible. Like I'm like, I'd say 70% of the people that I work with right now are like in the midst of moving and like up leveling their environments, which is super fun. So creating that space. So just like I was talking before earlier, like you need to go first. You need to create the space for new things to come in your world. That's just how energy works. Then in the last piece, key number 3 is harmonizing your masculine and feminine energy, because in this very patriarchal society, we've been conditioned, especially as women. So I know that we're not just all women on this call. So men, women, theys, thems, everyone's welcome always, but especially as people who identify as women have taken on like this hyper masculine energy is what I find in a lot of clients that come to work with me of I need to do this for success, like the go, 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 do, produce, 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 output, 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 and are like on the like hyper masculine energy scale of feeling like they have to just like be in control all the time and be doing all of this hard work and hustling and doing a million and two things and just always being in their head and always on their to-do lists, versus like really allowing yourself to do the deep dive feminine work and like be supported by the divine feminine flow, allowing yourself to move in inspired action steps and receive more and receive divine guidance. Like receive the wisdom of like the next step that will support you, that'll make the next like 300 things that were on your to-do list like completely obsolete. Like giving yourself the space for it to be that easy, for your life to be filled with ease, speed, grace, joy, and love, and choosing that for yourself and doing the work as it comes up for you to continue to do it at a deeper level. So the other piece that I'll get is people who've gone like way into the feminine energy and who have explored and gone deep dive into their feminine energy and then are nervous about adding in the masculine energy and not wanting it to be 50-50 or like 80-20 or anything like that. And you can always give yourself permission to play with it. Like it's a recipe, like it's soup, to add a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and to like keep changing it whenever you feel called to. That in this day, in this moment, you can do 90-10. And then the next day and the next moment, 60-30. Like you can always choose to harmonize it for the way that it feels best for you, for your optimal health and vitality. Because otherwise people who will stay too far on the feminine will be like, well, it's not working. Like I'm doing all the like sitting, manifesting meditations that I can, and it's not working. It's like, well, yeah, you actually do have to like make a Facebook post or go on a webinar or do something to like put out into the world that, hey, I have an offering. They can't just like, not yet at least, we can't telepathically like transmit to our ideal soulmate clients, hey, I have an offering for you while we're like meditating our cushion. Like that's not something that we can have yet. So it's bringing in that structure of the masculine that supports the feminine in receiving it. So the way I've been doing it is through all these different master classes to support the people to be like, hey, this is what I do. If you feel called to it, you can move forward in the next step. Otherwise, you get to experience awesome healing downloads. So allowing yourself to be seen and to do the work and being seen and feeling safe and being seen and all those beautiful things. Other stuff that I've talked about in the other master classes that I'm not going to go too deep on here is like that pleasure, enjoying pleasure in your life and allowing the journey to be pleasurable. Because especially people who have been like super high achievers, the masculine energy over here can have a habit or a tendency of getting to their next milestone and being like, okay, next one after that, like not really being grateful for their life, grateful for the process, grateful and celebrating their current wins, being like, well, I'm not a multimillionaire world changer yet, so like this one client selling one package doesn't really matter, let's move on next. It's like, no, you like are helping a soul, like you sold the package, yay, celebrate it. And like being in the energy of what you're grateful for allows more things to expand. Like what you focus on, you create more of. So if you're always moving that like goalpost up and not really enjoying it, then you're going to keep building that energy of like disappointment and it not working and all those things in your world versus like super deep like gratitude and appreciation for everything that you have and excitement for like every step of the journey, instead of just like, oh well, one day before I die I'm gonna have this and then I'll finally like be happy and satiated and feel grateful and fulfilled and all those things. So it's building that into the whole process of your life and in your business. So I typically talk about all those things, but we definitely worked on what arise. So we kind of did like a combination of like the hot seat call and like a little bit of like the strategy and the 3 keys today, which was interesting. But I do still want to definitely share the invitation for next steps for anyone feeling called to it. Okay, check your waiting room. No trouble getting in. I had the waiting room open the whole rest of the time because I didn't see it, but thank you so much for sharing that with me. And then enjoying Lisa's descriptions. Yeah, very cool. Thank you. Love the drain. Also the energy. Yes. Okay. Awesome. Love it. Beautiful. Okay. So because I closed out of all my windows before, I still have this up. Yay. Good job, me. So I'm going to put it in the chat because sometimes people like to see things in the chat and I go through quickly on the screen. But for anyone who feels called to a next step, I have a 3-month container to serve and support amazing heart-centered light workers, coaches, healers, in co-creating the impact and income that they're ready to show up and serve the world with. So, someone want to give me a thumbs up? Are you seeing the checkout page, the increase your impact and income? Yay! Okay. So this is a 3-month container specifically focused towards a group of beautiful lightworker souls who are ready to increase their impact and income. What you said is what I need to hear. Awesome, beautiful. I love that, Patrick. Okay, so this 3-month container officially starts on September 8th and goes until December 8th. I love the like 8-8 infinite energy. And this is directed towards beautiful, heart-centered light workers in the world who are ready to increase their impact and income and moving towards the like 5K to 10K and beyond range. So I usually say that people who are like ready for like a 15K month now or like a 20K month now, like get in a private container with me and like, let's go. Because I also have people who are like fucking runners and just show up and do incredible things. Like I am in love with a client who literally like her goal was 15K in the whole span of working with me over 6 months. And like within 30 days she hit it. So I'm like, fuck yeah. So if you're a runner and would like support in running, I can totally do that too. And this container in particular is for the group experience of the 5 to 10 to 15K-ish if you want to have that as goal too range. So in this beautiful container together, you'll have 9-minute live group coaching and healing calls every other week. So that will support you in diving deep into all these limiting beliefs that might have been holding you back. You'll receive all these lessons and downloads on everything that we talked about for the 3 keys that we didn't have time to go deep into today because we don't have like 20 hours right now. I wish that I could just like subconsciously go like sure into like other light workers and we could all just like move the whole world forward right now. But until then, until we can like literally just like dolphins just transmit energy through each other and just like have that downloaded, we're gonna have to do it the human way and like talk about it and do healing downloads. So it'll support you into clearing all of those limiting beliefs that have been holding you back, that have that like gap between where you're at and where you're wanting to be right now. Support you in creating and embodying and living in your abundant identity, and also the ideal harmonization of that masculine and feminine energy in your body and in your system, so you can have these incredible months that you're desiring with ease, speed, grace, joy, and love, which is super fun. There's also 2-hour hot seat calls where you'll have that once a month with me. So September, October, November, and December, because I want to get even more time with people. I'm like, yes, let's do them all the months that we're here together. And it'll give you the chance to literally be in a hot seat where I'll like unmute the people and be like, what's coming up in your field, and get kind of the temperature of what's going on with everyone right now in the moment. And there's usually themes. So sometimes it'll come up in one person in one direction where this happened with a client, and another thing can happen where it's coming up with their partner and like this other thing's coming through, but the underlining limiting belief system's super similar. So I'll check in with everyone and what's going on, then we'll clear all of those themes, all those limiting belief systems, and answer your questions and move you forward so you can have this deeper momentum in building up your amazing company. And also have a Facebook community for in between the calls. We're having incredible support. I love the amazing souls who are in there already. Some of them did the 7-week intensive before and they got like fucking incredible results and like met or exceeded their goals. So like they're in it again for the 3-month container, which I'm super excited for. Some of them are private clients who want the group experience for this community, for like the co-collaboration and celebrating everyone's wins. And you'll also get support from me in there in between the calls so that I can like clear, release, and let go of any challenges or problems that you're having in between the calls. So I also tend to do a number of Facebook Lives in there to be like, okay, this energy is coming up for some people. And then I just do a Facebook Live to clear it. Or I'll like check into your homework. Like if someone puts their homework up and wants some support on like it feeling weird or like not in alignment or like they had resistance to it, doing some live clearing downloads to support them in moving forward. And I'm seeing the chat, but I'm going to focus on this first. Okay. So we're going to dive deeper into those 3 keys. So the clearing your subconscious limiting beliefs, creating your abundant identity, and harmonizing your masculine and feminine energy. I have the times and all that on here. So I'll definitely even put the link in the replay for anyone who is going to get this recording for the ability to see all the details of this. You'll also get all the recordings within 24 hours. If you know that you can't make a specific call, you can totally email me 24 hours beforehand, and I'll make sure that anything that's coming up for you, any limiting beliefs or challenges that you're having gets supported on the call. And then the Facebook will also end on December 8th when we close out the container. So a bonus that I'm giving everyone, because I'm like, I love when my people just like jump in and do the work. So everyone can get the digital 7-week course. So the one that we just finished of increasing your impact and income, that I'm now calling like the intensive, because I'm like, they expanded a ton in 6 weeks. And it was like 6 weeks in a row. It was 6 or 7 because there was a little gap week in between. So yeah, they were like, we are running, and like, this is a lot of information. So I want to still give that to everyone who's joining this container and this one This 7-week digital course was about subconscious limiting belief clearings, visibility and throat chakra blocks, money mindset, inspired action, harmonized masculine feminine energies, next level boundaries, conscious 3D work, all kinds of fun stuff in there. And I also love having that as a resource let in between calls. If you're like, hey, this is coming up, and this has already happened with someone who joined on the early bird, where they're like, oh my God, I had this realization that this is coming up. And they're like, I think I should like just skip to going to like the visibility block thing first. I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. Like I was going to recommend that. And then they like found their own answer. Like I was reading their Facebook post. They're like, actually, I think I'm going to do this next. I'm like, I fully agree with that. So then between calls right now, between the support, because we did an early bird call last week for the people who joined early. So yeah, they were already able to just like on their own time in between calls, like she's in, yeah, on the other side of the pond. I'm like trying to think of like time zone math to be like, how many more hours ahead of me was she? Anyway, but she was able to like find her own solution and start getting healing support and clearing it just like by having this program. So I love that. And then yeah, so all the early bird bonuses are gone, but you still get the actual digital 7-week program, which is super fun and exciting. So you can choose to invest all in one payment today. So that's $2,777, or you can do 3 monthly payments of $1,111 because I love my angel numbers. And we have a beautiful countdown of how many days. So you currently have 4 days and 22 hours at the time of this recording to join. And then I also have a VIP level for people who do want private access to me. So you can also get 2 private 30-minute calls a month for extra support in between our group calls to really move you forward on your journey. And the way that you do that, if you haven't worked with me before, if you're not a current private client, is you actually buy the group level. And then if you want to have the opportunity to be upgraded into VIP, then you can like forward your confirmation email that you got for joining group to hello@coachlaurenmcphee.com. Then we can get on a call and make sure that VIP is right for you, because I only want to make sure that people are in the programs and the levels of programs that are the best fit for them. I want to make sure that everyone is super supported with exactly what you need. But if VIP is calling your name, it's a one-time payment of $5,555 or the 3-month payments of $2,255. And I also love questions. So if you're catching the replay, we will also have in the like recording to email hello@coachlaurenmcphee.com if you have questions. If you have questions and you're on live right now, you can definitely ask. But I'll tune into the chat. Okay. I'll be in touch. Gotta run. Awesome. Gotta go. Thanks. Wonderful. I'm up for that. Sounds fucking epic. Okay, maybe I'll talk to you, Patrick, because it's for people who are like light workers, coaches, healers, all that kind of stuff. So it's not really for like day job things. But we can definitely talk about that offline. And then we can integrate all of those changes from before. And I can offer you guys a general healing for any and all other areas of your body, life, and business that are ready to be healed right now. And fill you up with unconditional love, compassion, peace, and prosperity. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And take some deep cleansing breaths. And then if you want to share how your body's feeling or anything that you've noticed, you can definitely share that.
When I close my eyes, I can breathe. When my eyes are open, I notice that I'm holding my breath.
Interesting. Beautiful awareness. And keep definitely drinking a lot of water. Like a lot of energy is moving throughout your system. So supporting it, if you want to have a bath even, or like a shower to support your body, whatever feels like grounding and like rejuvenating. Awesome. Beautiful. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. So If everyone is good and complete, then I will send you all lots and lots of love and light, and I'll see you later. Bye.